Welcome in, everyone, as we take a look at the offseason team needs of the Arizona Cardinals. Reminder, though, hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss any of our breakdowns of team needs, any of our football content, college football, NFL. We got it right here. Quarterback, running back, guard, tackle. Future of Kyler Murray is not going to be in Arizona, I do not think. Their rushing attack with a new coach, with a rushing attack that needs some attention. They were seventh in efficiency per rush on design runs in 24. They fell to 30th this past season. Issues up front played a significant role in that, as the combination of Jonah Williams and Calvin Beachum left the right tackle position undermanned. So both are set to enter free agency. Got a lot of needs up front. Offensively is where the focus is going to be for the Cardinals. But there's a lot of needs. So they began the year with a couple of wins. They lost many close games after becoming one of the worst teams in the NFL. They fell apart by the end of the year. They're going to need to move forward with a new quarterback, lots of changes. I think Jacoby Brissett's a really good backup, and I think he's an important guy to keep around, but they've got to find their quarterback of the future, which they do not have on the roster. Edge rusher. Josh Sweat was the only Cardinal who was able to produce consistent pressure on the quarterback last year. Another edge rusher must be obtained in this really bad defense that they have. 2 defensive linemen. If Calais Campbell's resigned, then maybe they can get away with 1, but I still think 2. Nose tackle is a big problem. Poor run defense. They've got to fix that and address that very aggressively here. Linebacker. They were weak over the middle last year. They need better linebacker play next to Mack Wilson. We talked about the offensive tackle position. Jonah Williams is an impending free agent, but he hasn't been able to stay healthy anyway. So the Cardinals need a new bookend for Paris Johnson. Guard. They also are weak there. They graded out very poorly there. That must be addressed, as well as, looking at depth, but looking at starting quality. They need some competition and some quality there, or the next quarterback's going to have no chance with the pocket being pushed up the middle. That's a real big issue. Arizona didn't have a running game, and yes, we talked about guard and tackle being a big problem. They also don't have a running back that can get you much anyway on his own. James Conner's too old. Troy Benton hasn't been all that impressive. A lot of needs. Jalen Thompson's contract at safety is set to expire, so they're going to need to re-sign him if they want to maintain the safety play, which is one of the bright spots of the team. I think kicker needs to be looked at. Chad Ryland just hit 76% of his kicks in 25. So I think they've got a number of areas there, including on in the kicker position. Look, one of the things about if you're a team like the Cardinals or the Jets, or most teams picking in the top 5, the Raiders would be in this category too, and there are others, is you have to evaluate players well in the draft every year. Don't force picks based on the biggest need, because your needs are plentiful. Go ahead and get good players, because you just don't have enough of them. Again, yeah, you need a quarterback. That's the most important thing, but don't go get an average one. You got one. Go and get somebody that potentially can be a difference maker. Get edge rushers, defenders, defensive tackles, offensive tackles. A lot of needs here. Get good quality players, because when you have this many needs, you just got to get good quality and begin to fill them. And it doesn't really matter the order. The order has to come with the quality of the player, and combine that with the depth of the position in the draft. In essence, you want to try to get a lot of these positions filled and upgraded, but I do think you need to look at how you set up your draft board and make sure that you have done a good job. And look, these teams that are really bad usually don't evaluate well their own roster, other teams in the NFL's roster, as well as the draft. There's a reason why they're this bad. That and the fact that if you don't have a quarterback, you've got a problem. So the Cardinals, lots of needs, lots of areas they need to get better. Reminder again, hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss any of our off-season team needs features that we have on each and every team in the NFL. It's free to subscribe, so help us grow if you would, and make sure that you spread the word, share, and like as well. Appreciate you joining us. Hope to talk to you again next time, everybody.